Stupidly expensive things that baseball players own. Baseball pays a lot. Yeah, almost every sport pays a lot, and that may be the only reason players can afford some stupidly expensive things. Greetings and welcome to Sportflix once more. Hit the subscribe button to score a home run. Let's discuss some of these players and how they spend their money. Patrick Mahoney. For those of you who know even a little about Mahoney, you must know that he's a really big spender regarding watches. Like, all right, Patrick, we get it. You're a star player and must keep yourself happy with expensive toys and whatnot. But seriously, spending millions just on watches is a little too much. Although we must admit that his watches are some of the best, yet crazily priced, to be honest. He's got several watches, but let's talk about his favorites. According to Mahoney, he favors his Rolex Yachtmaster 2, which he bought for $25,000, maybe a little too much. He carries it with him at almost every event that he goes to. Well, that's true love right there. Would you believe us if we told you he also has a GMT Master 2? He doesn't only have expensive watches, but very expensive tastes. YOENIS Cespedes. If anyone knows how to spend those big bucks, it's YOENIS. The man got himself a $2.2 million house in the middle of New York. And yeah, it has a lot of stuff inside, so let's take a roll and hurt our fragile egos while we check out his fortune. He's got a dashing mansion, and obviously it has 6 bedrooms, and let's not forget that the floor is completely covered in marble. We can see his swimming pool, a barbecue spot, and much more outside. Also, did you know he owns some of the most expensive cars? Oh, you didn't? Well, don't worry, we'll tell you. He has spent a whopping $4.8 million on his Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita, and that's not all. Oh, the list goes on and on. He also owns a Belaz 75-710 Ultra Class haul truck and an MK2 Black Panther tank for $6 million and $8 million, respectively. That's something. Oh, and an Aventador for him is like his grocery shopping car. Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, so all the Tesla fans out there, you guys should cover your ears for this one. Seriously. The thing is that our all-time favorite, Mr. Ohtani, decided that he should get a nice self-driving car, and oh god, did he pick the wrong one. Now, we're not saying that all Teslas are bad, they are certainly not, but he had a lot of options, and he still went with the Model X. That sounds weird. Come on now. You could have gone with any other car, and that would have been so rewarding. Anyways, it's his money after all, and we can only give our opinions. He'll buy whatever he wants, but again, that car is a real tragedy, guys, at least for $100,000 it is. AROLDIS CHAPMAN. Now, Chapman is a real fan of big cars, and it shows when he went out and bought a Jeep with many custom jobs, and he spent $150,000 on it. Yeah, that's how these successful players roll. About the car now, it has all custom interiors, and he somehow also modified the engine because now this Jeep splits 600 horsepower smoke while revving. Alright, that definitely is a very sweet ride. Although Chapman has a lot of other cars in his collection, he's proud of this one for some reason. It's not even his most expensive car, so we need to know what's going on and why he would spend so much money on a car that's not even stocked. Before we move forward, catch that ball and throw it to the subscribe button to win this game of YouTube. Manny Machado. You're missing out on a lot if you don't know who Manny Machado is. Keep up with baseball, guys. This guy is a family man, and we're saying that because he recently bought an Escalator for his mom, which was worth $60,000, and a freaking Range Rover for his sister for about $40,000. He's also got a Mercedes-Benz CI 500 4M for himself at around $80,000, and if that doesn't prove to you that he's a big spender, on top of all these cars, he also owns a $700,000 mansion in Miami. The money on this guy is flowing a bit too much. Fernando Tatis Jr. It looks as if Tatis Jr. has his hand on all the world's riches, because how else could he spend $300,000 on just watches and chains? And if you think, oh, that's alright, well, wait till you hear about his Audi Q8, which he bought for $180,000. And even after all of that, he still chose to pay $800,000 to someone and got himself a big mansion. Yeah, that's fair, isn't it? While the rest of us here are going out with different colored socks. FRANKIE. Zach has had a phenomenal career, but it's not about that today. It's about his spending habits, and he's got it quite easy. Frankie spent an enormous $4 million on his mansion, which, like all the other houses on this list, had a swimming pool. It also had a nice gym as well as a spa. We're sorry, we almost forgot to mention the stunning waterfall at the front of the house. It's quite majestic, to be honest. Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole is a proud owner of a really big mansion. Now, if we shift our focus to the mansion itself, it is built in a colonial style and has 5 bedrooms. But Garrett is someone who loves luxury a little too much, and that's why he also has a swimming pool as well as a hot tub around the mansion. Well, big bucks get you many things, almost everything you can desire to have. It's seriously off-throwing. Justin Verlander. Justin is a fitness freak, like obviously he has to be one. He's a professional athlete for crying out loud, and that explains why he has a really expensive gym in his expensive mansion, which comes with a pool table, a hot tub, and every other luxury you can imagine. The mansion itself cost him a hefty $6.5 million, but he thinks that it's worth it, so be it. Yadier Molina. Just like most of the other players on this list, Molina definitely prefers real estate as a very good form of investment. That may be why he bought a house with a tennis court, a movie theater, and tons of other fancy spaces. But he did not hold it very well. Yep, he recently sold his house and got paid $8 million for it. He earned no profit on that one, so it's definitely a bad deal. But hey, it's not like he cares. He's got a lot of money, guys. He can literally buy 10 more mansions like this one. Mookie Betts. Who doesn't know about Mookie Betts and his expensive habits? Yup, Mookie is someone who really likes to live in a nice house, and that explains why he has a $7.6 million mansion. The facilities in this mansion are a prime example of what never-ending luxury feels like. So let's take a tour of his house. This huge mansion has 9 bedrooms in total and is obviously an above-the-line dining room. But wait for it, it also comes with a movie theater, a swimming pool, and most importantly, a candy machine. Now that's how you live like a king. Mike Trout. Alright guys, now we know who Mike Trout is, and we know that he definitely has a lot of money to spend, like seriously, a lot of it. And if we talk about all of his purchases, it's going to be a long day for us, so how about we tell you about his brilliant home, which has a price tag not everyone can afford, alright? Okay, so Trout has got a mansion for which he had to pay about $9.15 million, and guys, let us tell you that it is such a nice mansion to spend your life living in. Why is that? The thing is that the mansion that he so dearly loved faces the ocean, and the view is magnificent. Can you imagine that he wakes up every day and looks at a scene which is like something completely out of a movie? Yeah, that's some level of imagination you got there. And with that, our video for today comes to an end. We'll see you guys at the next one. Until then, keep watching Sportflix.